All right, network did the things right there. I really hope this time we're gonna have better connection. I was in the middle of an interview with a very exceptional young lady by the name Tando, and she will be taking over from here. And as I wait for her to join in, I'm enjoying the interview. Let's see. Okay, I can see there's one person in. It's not her yet. All right. So yeah, we will be we're talking about mentorship, leadership, women in leadership, self-confidence, self-control, purpose, and how and my 2 cents on that, okay, my 5 billion on that. So yeah, as I wait for Tando to request and continue with the live video, okay, let me not impose things that are gonna not be in line with her mandate. But she is a part of a group called Keep Going. They're doing massive work as far as developing the community is concerned. They're doing great work as far as empowering young people is concerned. They do that through having conversations with there you go, with very inspirational people on very important topics that circles. And this is one of the reasons I came on board, and I'm like, I'm available for this. So it's in line with my purpose to enlighten. So let's wait for her to take over. There we go.
Thank you. We are back.
Mm-hmm.
As I was saying, Hori, okay, you were saying you found your purpose, right? And it's just one word, enlightenment. You enlighten, you're there to enlighten people, right? So I feel like a lot of people, what they get confused about is the how. Maybe I can feel, right, Hori, maybe I'm supposed to be say maybe do, I don't know, charity, or I don't know, do or enlighten, but the how part, what is it that I'm supposed to do? Maybe a certain career that I'm supposed to take that will help me achieve that end goal of me enlightening people. I don't know if you get me.
I get
So
the question.
how do you use different platforms, or what is it that you do to enlighten people?
You know what I like about this generation is that
Mm-hmm.
enlightenment doesn't have to be you taking so much of your time. Yes, protests
Okay.
are very important in this day and age, and we need to be a part of them for the greater cause that we are supporting at that time, right? Protests in everything that
Mm.
is political and everything, right? That requires you to be literally on the ground and be the ground force, right? But in this day and age, we empower through clicking buttons, honey. So empowerment this day is not you marching to union
Yes.
buildings and leading a march, and empowerment comes in the most basic of things. And I think it is for that reason that it is not confined to a certain career. It is not confined to a certain personality or character. It's literally for everyone, anywhere. You are in business, right? And if
Mm.
for me, I cannot support your business, but I can empower you and enlighten other people on what happens by your business. And we fail to see that it is in our day-to-day life experiences, because we expect it to be of a certain magnitude or coming from a certain face. But Luena, you can be very enlightening to other people by being of service to other people. Information that not everyone has access to. So it's a matter of sharing information. And it's not even about you having to Google Bill Gates and how he was successful and then come sharing it. The most basic of things, you are a varsity student. Does a high school learner know how to apply? If they don't know, where are you in that picture? You understand? You have a beautiful hairstyle now. When I ask you who did your hairstyle, will you be able to tell me? No, it was done by this and this and that person. Now I wrote a book. I paid so much cost that were unnecessary. I deemed unnecessary. And I'm not talking about the editing and everything. That I paid so much cost that at that time, because I didn't know. I was not enlightened. I felt they were the best choices, only to find out after publishing and printing that actually there are better ways to do these things. Being at this position, can I inform another upcoming author and enlighten them, hey, be careful of this and that and that. You understand? So it's a matter of looking at your life, what you know, what other people do not have access to, and then enlighten them on that. It doesn't have to be big. You don't have to host the seminar. You have to just, in your life, your day-to-day life, be the person who brings light to other people. There are so many things that people are blinded about. There are so many things that people get themselves into trouble about because they do not know. When you know, you are sitting there with information and you choose not to enlighten people. There's a quote that I live by John Maxwell, right? He says that it is often the people who fear sharing too much that find the much that they're unable to share too little to live on. Let me repeat that. It is often the people
Mm,
who fear sharing too much that they find the
mm.
much that they keep for themselves too little to live on. I'm not sure if I'm making sense. So in
Oh,
essence, he's saying that the people who are afraid to
mm,
share too much because they don't want you to be too
right.
successful, the little that they're keeping away from you, or the much that they're keeping away from you, so that when you don't get to get full information, they find it too little to live on because they're holding on things that they could have told you, and then when you get to be elevated on a bigger pedestal or a greater pedestal, and then whatever you learn, you're also going to get something I didn't get. You come back and plow back to me, right? But if I'm withholding information, if I'm telling you, I'm giving you half-baked answers, I'm not really giving you and taking and talking you through this journey, I'm not being an extension cord in your life, a plug fail, you're not going to
Mm.
you are not going to get
I
the
really
ultimate
did. I
grade.
was about to. I'm
You're not
like,
going
let
to
me
get
not
the best out
disturb
of
you.
what I'm telling you.
Mm.
Sorry, excuse me. Hello. Sound again. Okay, let me just wrap up what I was saying. So if I'm not being an extension cord in your life, there's certain things that I'm denying myself. There's a quote also that says, in every advice that you give to a person, there's something in it that is meant for you. And the only way that that thing can be revealed to you is when you are willing to share the advice to other people, when you take it upon yourself to enlighten other people. There's also something in that advice meant for you. There are certain things you will never know about yourself. No one will tell you until they get revealed. When you have a conversation with someone, you are telling them about something. You are thinking at that point, you are educating and enlightening that person, but there's something in that conversation that is meant for you.
Mm. Powerful, powerful. Thank you so much. Now let's just, I don't know, we have 10 minutes, right? We have 10 minutes. I'd like us to touch on self-confidence and self-awareness. We start by defining, and then you tell us your thoughts about that. Because I'd like to believe that you are really self-confident and you're so self-aware. You know who you are and what your presence brings to the world and to other people, and I'm pretty sure you are aware of how other people, like, how do they see you, and that for me is self-awareness. And also you are very self-confident. I'd like us to touch on that. How does one get to a stage where they're more like, okay, you know what, you're confident, man. When I look at myself in the mirror, like, I'm really the girl that I think I am, and I'm
Mhm.
also self-aware. I know who I am, and yeah, can you just touch on that?
So you cannot be self-confident if you're not self-conscious, right?
Okay.
So if you don't know who you are most likely not to be confident because you'll be tempted by everything that comes. You'll be tempted to go where the wind blows because you don't know who you are, right? And often when we talk about self-consciousness, we often take it to knowing who you are. But also, I think that the most fundamental thing is teaching people to know who they are not. You will be presented with
Hmm.
opportunities that are very tempting. You will be presented with opportunities that at that time you think you need. But if you know this is not who you are, you've got to turn
Hmm.
them down. Can you be that person who say, I'm confidently turning this thing down because it's not who I am? I remember a couple of weeks ago, I turned down two projects, two very big projects. They wanted me to be an influencer. They said to me, okay, it was a bodysuit. It was a gym attire, gym wear, and swimsuits, right? So I turned them down not because I don't have the body. I've got the body. They approached me because they saw I've got the body. But honey, that is not
Hmm.
who I am. I like wearing
Yeah.
swimsuits, but when I want to, when there's a beach, when there's a swimming pool, my brand is not for advocating for bootylicious on my timeline. You understand? No offense to people
Hmm.
who do it. It's who they chose to be. So for me, this is
It's
not
who
who
they
I
are.
am. And Yes, and you make a conscious decision to say, this is who I am, and this is who I'm going to stick to, because yes, opportunities will always be there. There will always be platforms for you that can take you to greater heights. But will you be comfortable being taken to greater heights through this platform? Will you be sleep well at night without having any regrets because you got to where you are through this platform? And if there's an internal conflict with that platform, leave it. It's not you.
Mm,
So yes, I knew that the opportunities would bring me more followers, would bring me more reach, would bring me more customers and everything. But I would not be comfortable to be followed because I have a big booty. I will not be comfortable to be followed because I've got whatever and whatever that platform will be exposing at that time. I'd rather have people follow me because yeah, rasa, and I'm speaking the truth, and I'm that one person who brings in the uncomfortable conversations to the table, than have someone follow me because I'm twerking, than have someone following me because they saw the size of my thighs or whatever. You understand? So there are
mm,
people who are for that. That is not me. So as much as
mm,
we preach self-awareness, let us not dwell much on knowing who you are, but also knowing who you are not. And that will bring
mm,
you the ultimate best. It will release the best version of yourself because you know which opportunities to turn down, which friendships to turn down, which collaborations are not for you. You will know which relationships to cut at this phase because this is not what you need at the moment. This is not who you are. So yeah, you cannot be self-confident if you're not self-conscious. Those two, they marry each other. And it also comes along with the calming factor. When things happen around you and you see people escalating instant gratification, they posted this video today, tomorrow it's trending, and they're doing it in a medium that is not who you are. You don't get pressured, because you're content in who you are, such that you'd rather wait for that mode, that platform that will make you comfortable with yourself, taking that opportunity to be where they are, than to have yourself living with yourself, but you're not happy. Yes, you've got the reach and everything, but you're not content. You're not even confident enough to speak about this platform because it's against who you are as a person. So it comes along with the
mm.
coming factor. Once you know yourself, honey, let them, because you know what is
Let
for
them
you, and
lead.
you are not even, yes, I will save their life, and you're not even pressured to conform to norms because you know who you are. You know what you bring to the table.
Mm. Nice. Uh, Emphasizing on knowing who you are not. That's the highlight for me. That is the
Mm,
highlight. Because sometimes you will try finding who you are, who you are, who you are. Just focus again on who you're not. Being able to discern that, okay, this is not, but maybe it's okay in alignment. Brand this aligning to me and being able to, and I like the fact that you're mentioning effect it has. You don't get to pressure yourself because you're more like, okay, I know my space, I know my circle, so I don't have to compare myself. Because a lot of us, especially now, there's so much happening on social media. We get to like a point where you start comparing yourself and all that,
mhm,
and that becomes very toxic. I like that when you know who you are and who you're not, you get to be calm because you know that, okay, this is not me and I'm not going to force anything.
mm.
Mentioning self, that now that you've mentioned self-consciousness, I'd like us to go to leadership. I feel like people who are more self-conscious, who know themselves, they make better leaders. What is your take on that?
Definitely, definitely,
Mm,
and because I agree with you. They make better leaders because you are able first to lead yourself. This means
yeah.
turning down things that ordinary people would run to say, "Hey, Nyalanda, I'm taking it. Yo, once in a lifetime opportunity." It takes
Mm,
discipline. We spoke about self-control, I think, the other day. So the discipline comes along with turning things down that you so badly need at that point. But because they're coming in a way that's in conflict with your principles as a leader, you are not gonna get them. So yes, definitely when you're self-conscious, you are able to lead better because you introduce that to the people you are leading, so that when you make decisions that do not favor the masses, they understand what led to that decision. So definitely you need to be self-conscious in order to be a better leader, so that you transfer that self-consciousness to the people in your team. There are people who you wonder, how is it possible that they strive this hard in this industry, but they're not doing what the masses are doing? They're so different. And it's because the people in the team who are following, they have the same mandate. They know what self-consciousness is, they stick to it. I think the problem that we often face as people, I'm deviating, but it's worth it. I'm telling you, it's worth it. The problem that we face as young
Let's
leaders
go.
today, is, yes, you know who you are and you know who you are not, but you are unable to stick to those. You are unable to say without fear or favor,
Okay.
born rain or sunshine, I am this person and I am not this person. And that requires you to have a plan, even financially, even in careers, even spiritually. You need to understand where are you as a person. You need to understand at this point, what is more important than the other? For the person that I am, at this point, what is more important than the other? One of the most difficult things that we fight as leaders today is temptation. We come from a place of I come from Mamelodi. It takes, I don't know, severe discipline for you to survive some of the things that people see as disadvantages of growing up in Mamelodi. There are certain things where when they speak about Mamelodi, you wonder how is this area, the very same area, able to produce a Karabo dynamite. You understand? So sometimes you are in an environment where people think, hi man, it's impossible for greatness to come out of this environment. How did you do? You stay disciplined, right? And by staying disciplined, it means the masses will do things. Celoring at that time, it makes them seem relevant. When are you able to say, this is not me? Are you able to fight that temptation and say, this is not me? And sometimes you need to be very intentional with the things you do. Once you have intention, now you've got everything that you need to survive, because you go into a space and you know what you want from it. Yes, you know yourself, and when you tap into a platform, you know what you want to get from this platform. The problem is, once again, temptation. You get into a platform where you get exposed to big figures. For me, coming from Mamelodi, you go to Joburg, you meet celebrities like it's, like it's my friend. You meet celebrities born like this. The temptation of knowing what to withstand as far as pressures are concerned, and what to get from that particular figure. Sometimes we are human, we are young ladies, we have feelings, we have crushes, we've got ideal men and everything. You get to Johannesburg, you meet that guy, the internal conflict, the temptation that is in you to, do I go for the mentorship or do I go and pursue a crush with this guy? And
Yeah.
which one is worth pursuing
Discipline
than the
comes
other?
into play.
Which one is worth pursuing than the other? If I pursue him as a mentor, I definitely know the principles I will get from this person that if I pursue him as a crush, I will not get. There are
Yes.
certain things that this person can teach me and plant in my seed, in my plant, that can grow me and become a very powerful person, and then go back to give back to the people of Mamelodi. If you're going there to pursue a crush, chances are they're going to be very cagey. Chances are you are not going to succeed in that. These people are used to having people throwing themselves at them. So obviously when you come to a person, that is what they expect, because that's what's around them at that point. So it then comes to the temptation. Do I really pursue this crush? At that time, uyamfila lo muntu. Do I pursue this crush, or do I pursue the other thing, the lessons that I can learn from this person? And it's
I
good,
see.
it's good to say, I can decide. I decide to pursue the crush, or I can decide to pursue mentorship from this person. That one is not the hard part. The hard part is sticking to that decision. The hard part is seeing this person on a daily, physically as well. Remember, you have a crush and you chose to be a mentor, a mentee to this person. Will you be able to resist the temptation? Because once you ruin that, you ruin it for everyone else that comes after you. You can't come to a person and say you want mentorship knowing the ultimate goal is going for the crush. You understand? Once you mess it up, you mess it up
Naledi
for everyone
motive.
else. Yes, you mess it up for everyone else because even the young girl who genuinely wanted an interview with this person cannot get it because this person saw you. You came here saying you want mentorship. Next thing you want to sleep with me. Well, so the temptation we fight whether do we take pleasure in this scenario or do we look for the betterment of ourselves? And if I choose pleasure, am I able to withstand everything that comes along with being this person's whatever at that point? If I choose mentorship, am I able to resist the temptations of being with this person in the same room, perhaps on the same chair, really physically? So forward. Am I able to resist the temptation and stick to what I said I am here for?
For what I'm getting from what you're saying is, you said a mouthful. Is being intentional with whatever it is that you do. Just be intentional, because
Mm.
then I feel like intentions bring about discipline in whatever it is that you're doing. You're able to, like you said, it's very tricky to stick to a decision that you've made, but when you were doing this certain thing based on good intentions or on your intentions that you think they are good, then you're able to be more disciplined in that thing. I like that you mentioned that. Karabo, it's 2:30 now, and it's been an hour. I felt like 15 minutes, and I'm so
Waiting.
sad that I have to let you go. But we're definitely having part two. I don't know, sometime in the near future.
When I'm
I'll
20,
hit
when
you.
I'm 20,
Oh, look at that. Yeah, I want
when
you
I'm
when you're
20.
20. Please. Thank you so much for your time. And on behalf of the Keep Going Community Development Program, we'd like to thank you so much for your time and the enlightenment that you've gave us. And I'm pretty sure some of our viewers as well, they got gems there and there. And continue being the light and continue to enlighten people, and all the best with your future endeavors.
Thank you so much for having me. We cannot leave without telling people, please buy. This is the Purpose and Dominance Journal. It goes on for
Uh-huh.
130 rand. So October, I'm expecting to be out of stock because this will be 130 and this will be
Okay.
130 as well from the 1st to the 20th of October. And I'm having twins. So the twins will also be 130 each. Yeah, they will be separate, but they're twins. But yeah, I know I'm confusing you, Mwanakohai, but it's just it is what it
Ke
is.
tla
I'm
bona ka
pregnant with twins.
di-20, ke tla bona ka di-1 ka birthday.
So no problem. Thank you so much for having me. And just before I let you go, who's letting who go?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's me. Just before I let you
You are
go,
letting me
keep
go.
pushing. Keep pushing, Wanakohai, Gorbona. As much as you at this time you may not have the reach, the facilities, the platforms, the numbers, the subscribers. Keep pushing. Someone is watching. Be consistent in what you do. Devote yourself in what you do. Someone is watching. At this point, we don't know what you're doing. Someone is healing
Mm,
from this. And by someone, I'm not meaning someone from Supersport who will give you a very big platform to expose what you're doing. Someone is watching, Oloring, they need healing. Someone is watching, Oloring, they need empowerment. They need enlightenment. Someone is watching, Oloring, they see you do it and they want to do it. Someone is doing whatever they do because they see you do it first. They saw you do it first. So in the things that we do not undermine the level of impact they have on ground on people on the ground, on everyday ordinary people. There are things that you do, there are certain accolades that you've got a business, honey. Things that I inspire us. What am I doing about my life? Tando has this. Let me start this as well. If Tando can do it, if Tando can be a businessman, deliver, and still be a woman, businesswoman, and deliver, and still be a student on top of that, I'm empowered. Now I'm just a student, so you exert a positive pressure on us. I really hope that you're too much. Don't dilute that power. We are looking at you, we are following,
thank you
we
so
are
much.
looking at you, we are learning, we are looking at you, we are absorbing. And what I like about this is that it starts with you. It goes to me who's absorbing, who's learning. Someone is seeing it from me. They do the same. Someone is seeing it. So I really hope you do not
Rakisa
at any
Maneshu.
point I really hope at any point you do not give up with what you keep going. If you need support, we are here. We don't have millions, but the little that we have, if you need a word, if you need references, we are here. Don't be afraid to ask. My number is public, and if you know someone who needs help from me, do that. Refer them. You know.
network, it's really, so I don't, thank you so much for your kind words. I really, really appreciate it. And you've been such a wonderful guest. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you. Have a good day, hey?
Thank
Ubale
you, you
ngwaneso.
too.